I thought I knew everything about my girlfriend, Myra. She was smart, ambitious, and worked at the municipal office, handling approved building plans. I trusted her completely, or at least I thought I did. For months, I noticed her coming home late, texting secretly, and smiling at her phone in a way that didn't include me. I brushed it off at first. She was a hard-working professional. Maybe it was just stress. One evening, I had to run some errands near the municipal office. While passing by, I noticed a familiar name on a recently approved building plan. It was for a luxury apartment. The address seemed oddly familiar, so I decided to dig deeper. When I cross-checked the name of the owner, my heart sank. It was a man she had mentioned casually months ago as a friend from college. I stayed silent for days, watching her, listening to her carefully crafted lies. She wasn't just cheating emotionally. She had actively used her position to approve the construction plans for his new apartment, bending rules and favoring him, all behind my back. Everything I trusted her with, she had used to help him, not me. The betrayal burned deep. I realized confronting her directly wouldn't be enough. She needed to feel the consequences of her actions. I started gathering evidence, documents, timestamps, and emails showing how she had fast-tracked approvals for him while delaying others. Every little detail was proof of her corruption and betrayal. Then, I anonymously submitted the evidence to her department. Within days, an internal investigation started. She was suspended, her reputation shattered. The same man she helped now had to wait indefinitely for his apartment permits, and she couldn't even call him for help anymore. The day she came home expecting me to forgive her, she found me calm and distant. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I simply said, "Some things you can't fix with apologies." And I walked away, leaving her to face the consequences of every choice she had made. I felt a strange sense of relief. Betrayal had a price, and justice, in its own quiet way, had been served weeks past, and life began to shift in strange ways. Myra tried to reach out, sending messages filled with guilt and desperation, but I ignored everyone. It wasn't about anger anymore. It was about closure. She had crossed a line I could never unsee, and no words could erase the damage. Then came the day she showed up at my door. Her eyes were red, her voice trembling. "Please, can we talk?" she begged. I let her in, not because I wanted her back, but because I needed her to understand the weight of her actions. I laid out everything I had done, the evidence I had submitted, the investigation, the delays for her lover. I watched as her face turned pale. For the first time, she realized that betrayal had consequences far beyond whispers and secrets. She tried to explain, tried to excuse it as ambition or pressure from work. I didn't interrupt. I let her words fall flat in the room, powerless to undo what had already happened. Then I said quietly, "You've built your own cage, Myra. Now live in it." She left that night, defeated and humiliated, while I felt a calm I hadn't felt in months. No shouting, no dramatic confrontation, just a quiet knowledge that justice, subtle but firm, had been served. From that day, I made a choice. I wouldn't let betrayal define me. I focused on myself, my work, my life, and slowly, the pain turned into a fuel I could use to rebuild stronger. And somewhere deep down, I knew I had learned the ultimate lesson. Trust is sacred, and anyone who abuses it will eventually face the consequences. Months later, I thought it was truly over. Myra had vanished from my life, and her reputation at work was in tatters. But then, I started hearing rumors. She was trying to return, claiming she had changed, that she wanted me back. One evening, she showed up at my door again, this time with a timid smile and excuses rehearsed to perfection. "I made mistakes," she said softly. I want a second chance." I looked at her, really looked at her, and saw someone desperate, not remorseful. The fire that had once been love was gone. What remained was clarity. "You had your chance," I said, my voice steady, "and you threw it away." But then I decided to push the story to its climax. I let her see how far I had moved on. I had redecorated the apartment, invested in projects, and even started dating someone new, someone who respected honesty. Her face twisted with jealousy, and in that moment, I realized revenge wasn't just about punishment. It was about showing her that life moves on even when she tried to control it. She left for the last time, humiliated, defeated, and powerless to regain anything she had lost. Meanwhile, I thrive in my new freedom, my life untouched by her past deceit. Myra's betrayal had tried to break me, but instead it forged me stronger, wiser, and untouchable. And as I watched her disappear into the night, I smiled. Some lessons can only be taught by betrayal, and some victories are sweetest when silent and complete.